Probably.
Where'd my book go?
I definitely have too many things to read, but
Oh yeah.
I'm making a game of it for myself. So
Yay.
I'll share in a minute, but
Okay, nice.
got to keep it fresh.
Yes.
And we'll just let people roll in as they are. Hi.
Hey,
Oh,
everyone.
I forgot we can add the little like thing of what you're reading now.
Yes, we can.
StreamYard, which is so nice.
Yeah, I'm crocheting my own hair into this blanket.
What? So personalized.
Yeah, I know. Yes, yeah, I love having the headliners on there. What's really funny is when we still have my headliners from like playing D&D. my headline is everyone else. They're all their character names, and I'm just like, yeah. Rest of the cast.
Wait, where do I add it though?
You go under brand, I believe, and then scroll down. There should be a toggle somewhere. It might be under banners.
I'll find it.
I can get into my StreamYard and see if I can walk you through it.
I feel like I've done it once before and I didn't. Oh, I literally just have to.
Yeah, you just have to toggle it on.
Okay, that's why. Because the one time that I did it, I did not host. So that makes sense now. Oh, but it says I'm reading Six of Crows, and that is actually an option. It's a TBD. But hi.
Hi.
How are you enjoying Yellowface? Because I feel like that's a divisive one. Anina, hi. Fix Her Up. Ooh, wait. Is that the one I'm thinking of? This is what I do. Yes, it is the one I'm thinking of. Every time, oh, sorry, my computer just did something weird. Someone's like, I'm reading this. I like get this vision of the book cover in my head, and then I second guess, like, is that even the book you're talking about? And I always have to check.
I love it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Especially because so many books have different colors or covers. Sorry. Good morning, Matt, or afternoon, I guess it is now.
Yeah, good afternoon. How's Cloud Cuckoo Land treating you? Would love to know.
Yes. Hey, Andrea. Well, what did I just do? Oh, I just did this full screen. Oh, my ball of yarn went over the mouse. So, hey, everybody.
Ooh, gonna binge it. I love that though. I love a good.
I'm trying to finish my book today as well.
I have like a few short ones on hand, so I feel like I can definitely finish something today, depending on what happens in terms of reading.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll just tell you now since I've been so mysterious about what I'm reading. So I have many things. I literally have 6.
Which board are you doing? Do you know?
I'm doing the physical TBR.
Okay.
So I have, but I'm trying to clear the board. So it's like, I do want to kind of go in order, but also it totally doesn't necessarily matter if I do, because I'll just get there eventually.
Yeah.
That's, one way or another. But technically, if we're being true to the board, my shortest read is The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House. So
okay, that's a good one.
A tiny baby little book.
That feels like a timely one now too.
What?
So that's a timely one right now too.
Yes, indeed. So works out great. Half of these I'm like half of these I'm already in the middle of. I'll just share everything. I have The Silver Chair by C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
I've never read any of the Narnia books that don't have movies, so this is a fun new experience for me. Measure for Measure.
It does actually have a movie.
Well, okay.
Really old
like live action studio.
Oh, it's live action studio, but it's there are some questionable choices made with some of that CGI technology that they have.
Oh no.
Listen, if you have not watched the old Narnia movies, you're missing out on a treat.
Yeah, no, I've only
wild.
I've seen the Disney ones, of course. And I know I've seen an animated Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I'm sure they did like the whole thing with those two, but
Yeah. No, there's like a old British like TV imprint that was like connected to BBC or something, and they did the first 4 books as movies at one point.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and they got to Silver Chair. Yes. We watched all of them. Like we would get those from the library relentlessly.
Oh my gosh. Matt knows. You're not making it up.
I'm not. No.
Kara's here. Hi, Kara. Oh man. So yeah, but isn't am I making that up? Isn't Greta Gerwig gonna make Narnia movies
again?
I swear.
We need to move on. My God, why are we redoing this again? Like,
I don't know. Netflix reportedly having Greta Gerwig to direct 2 of ... their Chronicles of Narnia movies.
Interesting.
So through Netflix. Interesting.
That's interesting. I mean, at least with Lord of the Rings, like Rings of Power was adapting material that has not been adapted yet. You know? Yeah. It would be a very bold move of them to start out with The Magician's Nephew instead of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Ooh, but see, that could be bold for the better, maybe. Just because it'll be something different.
They really should not adapt Horse and His Boy, though.
I can't agree because I haven't read it yet, but I'm sure you're right.
It's got a lot of Orientalism in it. C.S. Lewis. Yeah. I believe that's even when you're referring to like I think that's the correct term for also referring to like India, because a lot of it is based like the bad guys are dark brown skinned, kind of Indian analogs, which C.S. Lewis did fight in some of that. So I get why, but still, sir, no. No. Anyways.
Yeah. Are you going to the Barbie movie?
I am not. I will see it eventually, but I have not been to a movie theater since I went to see the Batman, because that was not a fun experience when you're having to wear a mask for 3 hours. So
that's fair. Yeah. What's the last movie I saw? Oh, no, I actually have been to the movies fairly recently because I saw Little Mermaid. Yeah. But other than that,
yeah,
I don't go to the theater very often.
I considered like going to like for 4th of July, going early in the morning to like go early morning showing to see if like maybe the theater wouldn't be terribly full. But I was just like, you know what? I can wait.
Yeah.
It's more comfortable watching it on your laptop anyways.
I do love the Princess and the Pauper outfit idea though. That is brilliant.
That is fantastic.
That is my favorite Barbie movie.
Yeah. I don't think Barbie movie is going to need my help to get it to like do well in the box office, nor did Little Mermaid, clearly. So
fair enough.
Nice.
Almost done reading Wayward. You're so close.
90%
more. And yeah, Nana. Wow, it's gonna be your first in-theater movie since COVID. Yeah. That is monumental.
When I went to see Batman, I booked my ticket because you have to pick your tickets now. You can't just figure out where you want to see. You have to pick your tickets now. All the way in the back, there was one other person all the way at the end of the row. I was like, you know what? That's enough people far away from me that I think I could feel comfortable taking off my mask. I get there and like 3 other families had decided that they were going to be in that back row. I was like, oh, okay, I guess not.
Oh. Yeah.
Which, I mean, it was worth it for the Batman.
Yeah.
I would, if I was going to die for a movie, a fictional character, Batman makes sense.
That's on brand.
It's on brand.
I agree. Little Mermaid was amazing.
I heard her rendition of Part of Your World, and like, keep in mind, my favorite version of that has been Sierra Bagras from the musical for years, because the way that Hallie, I mean, just the way she goes up on that high note at the end, I'm like, oh, girl, you did something.
Yeah, it was really well done. I think, in my opinion, it's probably Disney's most successful live action remake in terms of like balancing the original story and what people actually liked about it with like updating it in ways that didn't feel super try hard and like annoying. I don't know.
I liked Aladdin. I mean, like I've liked all of them so far. I liked Aladdin. I think I haven't seen Little Mermaid yet, but I think up until this point, it probably Cinderella was the best like update.
Yes. And I will say, I don't even count Cinderella in this because I don't think they were trying to like do the original movie beat for beat the way they did with the other ones.
They don't need to for the original movie for Cinderella. So here's the reason that they're redoing these movies beat for beat. It's because copyright is going to expire on the original animated movies here in a bit.
Oh.
So if they make these newer versions, then you have like the copyright is renewed. They're not going to be going in. They won't go into the Creative Commons as or public domain as quickly. Yeah. So yeah, that's so a lot of why this is happening.
Who was I talking to about that? Not about Disney, but I think I was like talking about like when would Lord of the Rings become public domain, because I was like, that's actually not as far away as one would think.
Oh, not at all. Unless they did like there's funny contract stuff that they can do, I do believe.
I'm sure.
So yay.
Clary, hello.
Death Note.
I also did a quick dog walk before sprints. So yeah, if you're seeing a tan ball of fluff behind me, it's a dog. And I don't even know where Gus is. There are two.
They're probably already making Moana because they're going for those diversity points, honestly.
Yes, true.
Because they're like, well, we don't, I mean, it makes sense to be like, you know what, we don't have enough movies with women of color or girls of color leading so that's definitely a marketing decision to have live actions that also have, and then they can capitalize on that again.
And I think once they got to a point where they're like, yeah, we can succeed with these live action movies, they're like also thinking about what are movies that people really love and would want to see remade, either to judge it or to enjoy it.
They don't need to though. Like Moana, Frozen, they don't need to do that. Come on, guys. No. They're perfect the way they. I mean, the others are perfect the way they are. I also, but like they don't have the same nostalgia factor almost.
Yeah.
So.
But I'll tell you what. As much as the original Little Mermaid is like the movie for me of my life, period. It will never have Prince Eric singing "Wild Uncharted Waters," and I wish it did. So. They did one thing amongst many.
Do a 50th anniversary edition and we add that in.
Yes. We reanimate just one extra scene, slip it in there. I think it'd be perfect.
No, I think, my favorite version is always going to be the Broadway musical just because some of the music that they have it, like.
The If Only Quartet?
Yes, that is a religious experience.
Yes.
Like. Listen, I probably would have risked death if they had made Halle Bailey and whatever his face in the musical version. I would have been like, I'm going to see. I'm going to go see Halle Bailey sing Beyond My Wildest Dreams. Because
well, and that's the thing. I don't know if you've like listened to the soundtrack at all. There's one new song that they added for Ariel in a similar part of the story, like when she's first on land and like doesn't have a voice, so it's like her internal monologue kind of song. And the beginning of it felt very Beyond My Wildest Dreams. I was like, I wonder if we're kind of like just borrowing that a little bit.
Yeah, that was one of the songs I would have loved to have been able to perform, but that didn't happen.
That's a beautiful song. And wait, what's here? At least in Germany, the limit until the copyright in books passes is circa 2 generations after the author's death, so 70 years, I think. Yeah. I think it's the same here. I think it's 70 years.
It's supposed to be the same here, but of course, to no one's surprise, Disney has done some shenanigans.
They love their shenanigans.
So they've done some shenanigans to increase the copyright so that they do not have to, they get to keep hold of stuff for longer. because Walt Disney has been dead for so long that Mickey Mouse he's about to be, but he should have been public domain a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which to some extent, I understand, like, that's the brand.
Yeah.
You don't want people doing weird stuff with that brand.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because in a sense, he's not like a character. He's more like a mascot. And I think, you could do the same thing with like a sports team and be like, well, although I don't know, can you just make knockoff sports merch? I don't know things about sports.
I mean, people do.
They do.
Especially with the internet, that's not going to stop people.
Well, right, because people will make knockoff Disney merch too, and that just is what it is.
Yep.
But Steamboat Willie is going into
okay, that makes sense.
Interesting.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
To make that distinction.
Maybe that's also why they like redesign Mickey a little bit every like 20 or so years and kind of update him, is also to help with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't think we'd be talking about laws in this live stream, but this is fun. First movie I remember seeing in the theater was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which was re-released for its 50th anniversary.
Yes, that's something that Disney likes to do. They've been doing that for years. I don't think it affects the copyright at all. It's just one of those things that, like, it creates a scarcity. And so when they re-released for the vault, people are like, oh, I have to get this. So.
Yeah, they love their vault.
Yeah.
From the vault.
I mean, it's nice that some of the movies have gone into the vault and will not be coming back out.
Yeah, some of them belong in the vault. Lock it up. Keep it there.
And some of them that are going to be coming back out for anniversary edition should still be in the vault. But, that's fine.
Movie jail.
So even if they did have iconic music, the music is problematic.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Okay. Does this have sound on it? To figure out what I'm going to read, I have a spinner wheel.
Okay.
Because I'm literally going to read something different every time we sprint. And I just want to figure out if this is going to make noise. I guess I can just mute the whole site and that will solve that problem. Let me share it with you guys so you can see the fun. Share screen, picker wheel. Is it going to look that weird? There it is.
There we go. Oh,
right. Yes, Julia reading. I told you I have a lot of books. But I'm in the middle of The Silver Chair, like we talked about. Six of Crows, I'm like a third.
Yeah.
And then Poor Miss Finch, I'm like almost halfway. And then everything else would be starting something new. So,
is this your first time reading Thomas Hardy, or have you read Thomas Hardy before?
I have read Far from the Madding Crowd. And also Tess of the Dark Girls.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Well,
Jude the Obscure was a choice for some of my classes. I had to read that one, and it is the most. I have feelings about it.
Oh yeah, I've heard. Well, all I know is that it's like sad. That's all.
Thomas Hardy is not he's not an author for me, because after Tessa de Urbervilles, I would have not picked up another Thomas Hardy if it had not been for a class, just because I know all of his books have sad endings. Every single one.
Yeah. You know what? Far from the Madding Crowd wasn't so sad.
Yeah.
I think for a Hardy book, it was pretty happy. My favorite character had a sad ending, but things are okay for the main character.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we finished Jude the Obscure, and I was like, I want to set this book on fire. Because he has this particular talent of, like, you go into his book, and you know it's a Thomas Hardy book, and you think it's gonna be sad, but he still manages to convince you that maybe this time it won't be. In every book I've read by him, which is Tess and Jude the Obscure so far.
Yeah, Tess was.
I actually, Ruth by Elizabeth Gaskell does a similar. No, actually, probably she's more similar to Tess, but I like actually how Elizabeth Gaskell does hers more than I like how Thomas Hardy covers kind of a similar plot.
Okay, noted, because I do like Elizabeth Gaskell. So.
Yes, I've read Ruth by her, and North and South is my favorite by her. But
North and South is so good.
It is very good.
And I really liked Wives and Daughters, but that was the one that was like unfinished at the time of her death. And I did not know that going into the book.
No.
So I literally was like, yes, this scene that I've been waiting for is coming. I'm like listening to my audiobook. And then all of a sudden it was like, and that's as much of the book as we have. And here's probably what would have come next. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to summarize what the end of the book would have been? I wanted to see a wedding. I was heartbroken.
That's one that I'm like, I kind of want to just watch the TV show in that case. Yes. There's a manga that happened with as well. That the author like had an accident while they were moving house. Oh. And so the manga was never finished, but her husband had all of her notes, so they were able to finish the story in the anime.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't remember the title, but it was about a girl that like her family ended up having to move into her crush's house, and he ends up being a doctor and she ends up being a nurse, and it was a super cute anime.
Aww.
I can't remember the name of it though.
That does sound really good. Oh yeah, of course Kara gets summoned by Elizabeth Gaskell.
Yes. That was the one that actually, when I we were talking about hardcovers versus paperbacks, North and South is the one that it's a Penguin Classics. And like, I was reading it the first time. It hadn't even been that beat up yet. And like, we get to the end and just the glue on the pages started giving out. I was like, seriously.
Oh.
This is brand new. And I'm not even that precious about my paperbacks, but like, pages are falling out.
Yeah, that should not happen. Discord is making noise. I closed you.
Do you have a tab open at all or no?
No. Could you hear it?
I heard it a little bit, yes.
I was gonna say, obviously I heard it, but
that's fine. Sometimes you gotta argue with Discord.
Yeah. Let me see. Notifications.
I do not read my books very violently. I am careful with my books. It's just this particular, like, I have Penguin Classics from 20 years ago that, like, they're still in great condition. Like, Great Expectation, not great condition. They've been read. Spine has been cracked. They're still holding on to their pages. It's just like this particular book, the page just came out. And I was like, seriously?
Aww.
Now, if you're saying because of my my Percy Jackson, I will have you know that I did lend out my Percy Jackson books, but also those are poorly made, or those were poorly made paperbacks. I have had much better paperbacks than the Percy Jackson books were.
Also, wait, I missed this very intriguing comment too.
Oh, yeah, for the Amazing Readathon.
Oh, my interest is piqued. And so true. The Discord sound is just background noise. It's like white noise, Oh, there's that little bloop. Okay.
I have mine so that it does not make noise on everywhere, but at this computer.
I think I successfully muted it, so we'll see if I get another notification if it's quiet. Okay, I'm gonna set a timer now. Maybe we can just start in a minute reading. How long of a sprint do we want to do?
How long do you normally do, or is?
I'm super flexible. I mean, because the wheel gave me the silver chair, which I need to edit on here. That's actually my audiobook right now, so. I mean, I'm just going to be chilling. So
nice. I think we usually we do like a 45-minute.
My timer literally was already on 45 minutes. My last sprint, so meant to be perfect. Say less. Timer. Accept. I want to make it big. Close you. Okay. Well, then we'll just. I guess I'll start it now and I'll make a banner. And what is the math? We'll be back at.
We will be back at 3:10.
Perfect. All right. Good time mathing. I'm like literally talking, still muted. There's like a switcheroo occurred.
Yes, my internet may have done its thing.
I'm gonna say hi.
Hi, Ari.
Margaret said hi to you.
Hello, Margaret. I know I met you before.
I believe I've met you at least.
Yes.
I remember Margaret.
Okay.
Margaret is my favorite reading bestie.
Okay.
I love this.
When I say that, I mean it.
I know.
When I say it, I mean it.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Oh, you're funny, Harry.
I'm trying to do.
That's fine.
What are they called?
Quietly. Your states. The states of the United States. I don't know what you're doing with it.
Okay. I am circling the United States of America.
But... Okay.
Well, I'm gonna hurry this if I want noodles, right? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I figured it out. Okay.
This is the best way to come back from the reading sprint. What a great entrance.
Yes. 23 pages that time.
Ooh,
of my book.
Nice. I know. I was just gonna look at all the comments and see how everyone is doing. But how were your sprints? Sounds like we've made some good progress so far. Ooh, yum.
Yeah.
And Buried in a Good Book. I have not heard of this. Obviously a great title, though. Inserting Jar of Hearts. That sounds familiar. But am I just thinking of this?
Jennifer Hillier. I'm seeing a cover in my head. But
It's
also, it could just be the Katy Perry song.
I think it's like a black cover with like a woman's face and then like hearts falling.
I'm looking it up.
Hold on. 'Cause
I know it's supposed to be like a thriller or a horror or something.
I'm picturing flowers.
It could be flowers.
Oh, it's got like flower petals.
Nope, that's the wrong Jar of Hearts, guys. That's the song. I don't need that. Not right now. Okay. No, this is not the one I am thinking of. Definitely not.
Not what I pictured at all.
No, but it's cool looking.
Yeah. 7 stories in your Welsh fairy tales book. Ooh, Kara, that sounds good. I don't think I know any Welsh fairy tales to my knowledge.
I'd be surprised. You may know a few and not know that they're Welsh.
Exactly.
All things considered.
36 pages, 17 pages. And you know what? Honestly, I am a big supporter of like doing productive things during sprints too. So It's not just laundry and home repair. That is a good use of your time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard.
But it would be better with an audiobook.
Most things are better with an audiobook.
Yep. And the fairy tales are humorous, apparently.
Oh, yeah. That's not surprising. Especially like there is a level of, I think, winking at the audience that we kind of forget were in the original fairy tales. When you think about it. Like Shakespeare didn't invent that. He didn't invent that.
Very true. Oh my God. Speaking of which, I literally, in that last sprint, in the silver chair, there was a part where it was like, he looked an awful lot like Hamlet. And I was like, well, okay, I love it here. Thank you for name dropping Hamlet in the middle of this.
Oh, that's funny.
Which, I don't know. It's just like something I never would have expected in a Narnia book.
I mean, we're talking about C.S. Lewis.
I know, but this just doesn't seem the context for it.
Shakespeare is probably their biggest claim, is Britain's biggest claim to fame, probably, besides colonialism. So,
yeah. You're not wrong.
How is Addicted to You going, Neva?
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened. Okay, I got it from the library, right?
Mm-hmm.
I read the first like 5 chapters and then proceeded to buy the first 6 books on my Kindle.
The way both of our jaws dropped.
Oh, that's
That
so
good?
It happens. It happens.
I'm on chapter 9, and honestly, Book Talk got me without getting me because I really do not associate with Book Talk. I just saw somebody talking about it in their video, and she was on like book, I don't know, 12 or something. There's only like, I think there's like 12 books.
It's a big series.
Because it's like broken into different series.
Oh, okay. This is the Krista and Becca Ritchie one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought the first, the 6 books that are the first series. And I was like, okay, if I don't like it, then I just got it from the library. I'll just return it. But the way that they write addiction in this book, in my opinion, is really good.
Yeah.
Because like what am I trying to say? The male main character is an alcoholic,
Mm-hmm.
and the female main character is a sex addict.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that they write, like sometimes I don't like addiction written in books because they write it very like stereotypical of like how people assume addiction looks. But in this, it's, I don't know, it's good.
Yeah.
Like
sex
I
addiction is a hard one to write too, because a lot of people, like we've had people call our office and be like, yeah, I'm a sex addict, and I'm like, no, you're just a conservative that thinks it's wrong to masturbate.
Right. Right.
like you are not, I understand that like you may have some, but that's not like what you're describing. That is actually a definition of addiction that is offensive to actual addicts.
Actually, yeah.
And
and I have, it's July now. So this month, like in 2 weeks, I'll have 7 years clean.
Congratulations.
Wow.
So I like am really particular about how addiction, like it'll make me DNF a book if addiction is written badly, or if I just feel like it's just like used as like a plot device to like move the story along, and then at the end somebody is like saved or whatever, because I'm like, that's not how
it works. That's it.
I wish it was, but that's not how that works. But this, I don't know, they wrote it really, really well in this book. So I'm going to be like upset if I bought 6 books and then it turns out to be like crap in the middle. But at least I bought them on my Kindle and not physically for my shelf that I have.
Well, I mean, the option is if you get to a point where you're like, oh no, not this series, a few books in, you can always return the ones that you haven't read yet.
That's true. Yeah. So yeah, so far it's going well.
Yeah. That's really cool. And it's hard because there's so many stereotypes and things that are there.
Yeah.
So assumptions that people make that if you have not been, my mom was an addict, well before she had me, but it gives you a different perspective when you either know someone or have obviously been through it yourself. So
yeah. So I mean, it's going well. Will I continue after this first series? I don't know, because I think the other series are the other sisters.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
And I don't know if I like the other sisters.
I mean, maybe you'll like them by the end of this series.
Like, yeah, like I've definitely had that where it's like different characters, like in like standalones or whatever, where it's like multiple standalones where I'm like, I didn't really like this character, and then they get their own book, and I'm like, okay, now that I'm seeing it from you, like from your point of view, I like you better. But like, both of the main characters are like rich kids, like kids of rich families, and like the female main character's sisters are just like, one is like super mean but like cares about everybody, but like just says like mean things all the time. And the other two just kind of like like the youngest one is like a model. She's supposed to be like 15, I think, or something.
Oh.
And she's like a model. So she is 15. So
So that's enough.
enough said.
Oh.
And then the third sister is like a mom. Like she seems like fine, I guess. But like I think she's the oldest sister, is just like mean to everybody. She just like says mean stuff. And I'm like, cool. I mean, I can't relate to that, even though I'm the oldest kid. Like I don't feel like I just go around saying mean things, but
no.
Yeah. But so far I'm enjoying it. I'm still picking it up. So that's something, considering that I was in a slump.
I definitely got that series mixed up with a Colleen Hoover book that I've been seeing ads for on my Kindle.
Oh, yeah, she's got some kind of.
I'm glad that ended up being a positive response.
Yeah, I mean, which one have you been seeing?
So I looked it up because it's literally on my ad right now. It's Regretting You is what I mixed them up.
So I have read that book. Listen, my channel has become like, let me read Colleen Hoover so you don't have to, because no one that follows my channel gives a crap about Colleen Hoover. Okay? No,
yeah,
like they want me to read it and then tell them how terrible it is. Regretting You was fine.
A 5-star fine, or
I gave it 5 stars. I did give it 5 stars. I did enjoy that one, but I think it's because it's like it's a dual point of view, which Colleen Hoover tends to do anyway. But it's a mother and daughter.
Yeah,
and I really did. I did enjoy it. Yes, it was a 5-star fine.
It was a 5-star book,
which is better than what whatever this series is that I'm working on right now is. Maybe someday, because I read maybe the first book in that series. I read it last year. I gave it 5 stars. On reread, I gave it 3.75. But I gave the novella that comes after it, called Maybe Not, 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have high hopes for the last book.
Colleen Hoover is interesting because, like, I know of booktubers who legitimately read Colleen Hoover and went, oh, this relationship is abusive that I am in. Oh, like I genuinely have seen people do that. But also I worry about like some of the like teens that are reading this, because like I remember being a youth leader and teens having Harley and the Joker on the back of their phone because they were couple goals, and I was like, no, Allie, please. No.
And honestly, as a teenager, I thought that too. And then like I was pretty sheltered though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was very weird, the things that I was sheltered around, and like that was one of the things. So all of my friends were like, yes, Harley and Joker, couple goals. And I'm like, okay. And I just like went with it. Now I still love Harley Quinn, but like, and I like Joker as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like them together, because I'm like, this is.
See, I've been watching Batman and dealing with Batman for almost 30 years now.
Wow.
Anyways, I'm gonna process that off screen. I started watching the animated series when I was little, and when he's done well, he is a fascinating villain. However, I do have a huge issue. Like, his fanboys have really turned him off to me, and then some of the people currently writing him, because there are a lot of people that really misunderstand what the Joker is supposed to be. They want to see him as like in the Joker movie, which that's an interesting character and stuff.
Yeah,
but they want to see him as, oh, he's this edgy anarchy, but I was like, have you know nothing about anarchists? Number one, my friend. Number two, it's not that he is bucking against the system. Bruce himself is bucking against the system. That's not it. That's not like what the Joker represents. And so, like, I do have some issues with how he is written, because I think he gets kind of one note with some of the more modern stuff. It takes some really good writing for me to go, okay, I like this take on the Joker. I'm interested.
Have you watched the Harley Quinn animated show on HBO?
I have not, because she is not my favorite. Like all the comic books that have her in it. but again, in the same way, there's a lot of stuff in the comics that like I'm just like, oh, I'm glad for the people who love this character, but the way y'all are using her makes me angry.
I actually really do like her in the in a moment. Yes. I really do like her.
Animated show.
Yeah, I do like her in the show. But I think it's because like that it's closer to what like as a Harley Quinn fan, like I want Harley Quinn to be.
Yeah. Well, it's also closer, I think, to because Bruce Timm's in charge of that, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and he's the one that developed her for the original animated series, or for the her original, because she's a relatively new character. She actually was started in the animated series and was such a fan favorite that she ended up being worked into the comics. So,
do you want to show them what you're reading?
Yes, please.
Let's see.
Give me a drink of water first. Okay.
We can wait.
I wonder how you just
Dehydrated.
become part of my brand.
I would
Sorry.
die if I dehydrated,
Oh
right?
my lord. I mean, it takes a lot of dehydration, but sure. There you go. Can you hold it up?
Oh.
What is this? Keena Ford and the second grade mix-up.
Oh, not a mix-up.
On the
The first
I'm on
chapter.
the first chapter.
Good job. I love it. Poison Ivy is a very good, very interesting, very underrated Batman villain.
Yes, and I want inquiring minds need to know.
The TV show I did watch, I watched all 5 seasons of it, and I loved. So Catwoman is my favorite character.
Well, hold up, because I think I watched the first season of Gotham. There are 5 seasons.
There are 5 seasons of it. The final episode annoyed me just a little bit, just because of how it was handled. But like their portrayal of Bruce and Selena as children was so spot on. Like the scene where they're throwing bread at each other. I can't. Catwoman is my favorite character, and it's really like it's very interesting to kind of see how people's views of her change, because she's not like the thing that annoys me is that she'll be put in Batman's rogues gallery when for the last many decades she's actually been strongly in the Allies court.
Mommy.
Like, anyways, that's just a little
downstairs to like
so, but yes.
And please carry on about Poison Ivy too. Not to interrupt how
if Poison Ivy was not taking away people's ability to consent, I would be all for the woman, because listen, eco-terrorism is it's a choice. You know what? I support some of it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the orcas currently.
The orcas.
But like she is definitely a critique on a system, and yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I swear I liked something recently. I gotta find it. It's one of those things where it's like I can't try to paraphrase what I saw because it's not going to have the same impact. So I will either find it or it is what it is. We'll see.
Yeah. No, it's like she's a very interesting Batman villain because she technically is right on a lot of it. It's just that her methods, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
You know? So.
And those are usually the more interesting villains in any kind of story. So
they are. And also, like, considering what is considered eco-terrorism now, I'm just like, yeah, that's not eco-terrorism. Those are water protectors. Please stop. Like, I'm sorry. Are you you're called just because they're like trying to stop a big corporation from exploiting our resources? I'm on the side of not the corporation. Let's not exploit resources.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with these laws being broken a lot of the time. So, anyways, because it's not like you're upholding the laws that regulate them. So, but yeah, it's.
I give up.
Okay.
I like too many things. I'm never gonna find it. It was basically the same sort of sentiment, though, of like, actually, maybe I'm on her side. Maybe she was right.
No, yeah, like for real. Truly, they are the true terrorists.
Yeah.
so often it's about perspective, like who is actually, like, who's the person that gets called the terrorist is the one that typically is the one with the least power a lot of the time.
That is so true.
And a lot of the time, especially with eco-terrorism, they are not harming people, they're harming property and equipment, which is another thing. Like when you're harming people, that's a problem, which is why Ivy is not, is a villain.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like a lot of people, like you kind of agree with her reasons. So I think she's one of the more nuanced Batman villains that we get, especially in the comics. So.
I love how serious this has gotten. We're like, let's take a break from our reading to talk about eco-terrorism. Like, just a bit of light conversation.
And all it started with was Batman.
Yeah.
It's all started with.
Like, Batman, a dude who wears tights on a regular basis. And what?
We've devolved.
That's fine. It happens sometimes.
And you know what? That's the fun part of sprints is
yes.
You don't know where they're going to take you.
You don't. You get these random conversations. So
all part of the journey.
What are you thinking of the silver chair right now?
Oh, drink it.
I'm really liking it. It's okay. So like, it's really, really heavy-handed. I'm like 75% of the way done now.
C.S. Lewis.
Well, yes, but it's like so literal in being like underground and like, no, there's nothing above us. Why would you believe in that? I'm like, this is so like literal, but I get it. And I do feel like
I mean, honestly,
in a way that's very compelling.
It's almost like he predicted MAGAism.
Yeah. So it's that, but I'm liking it. It's interesting to have Jill and Eustace instead of the Pevensies, obviously. But I like Jill, even though she's made one comment now where I was like, Jill, I don't know about that. But everything else, I'm like, yeah.
Jill is she gets a short shift, but she's a pretty cool character.
I mean, I can relate to her. She like is crying half the time. And I'm like, girl, if I was in this situation, me too. I'd be crying. I'm like, I'm in a dark cave. I don't know where I am. I'm failing this mission I was given. Like, that's stressful.
And I have to think about Aelin. That's so funny. I love it. It's been so long since I read the Narnia books that I'm just like, and I'm not going to reread them anymore. He is now on the shelf of shame. So.
Yeah. So it's a journey, and I will either, well, it depends on what the wheel gives me. I'll definitely finish it the next time I read it for a sprint. Actually, let me just find out now so I can be mentally prepared. Where'd my wheel go? Oh, is that thunder?
Did you see at the beginning of the live where Julia was, or yes, that's correct. Where Julia was, I keep trying to call you Julie, and I'm like, nope, that's not right. But I got it right that time.
You did.
Was saying how she's picking her books. She's got a spinner wheel for the books that she's currently reading, or going to read.
This is my method to help me.
We spin it.
Yeah. Okay.
We love a good spinner wheel.
I know. It's always fun. Don't ask me why Six of Crows is just like a little bit smaller than all the other covers. I don't know why it is. Okay. Let's see.
Ow.
Oh. Okay. Looks like I'm finishing the silver chair in the next sprint. That worked out great.
Spinner wheel knows. I love it.
You're so close. Just finish it. And that's great because now I can take it off the wheel. Love that. Oh, although I don't like how there's like two dark greens next to each other now. That's going to bother me. But, oh well.
Look, it happens sometimes.
I'm going to stop sharing. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I almost burped. Great. Oh, yes, Brittany, you should use the wheel idea. It's very fun. And if you're someone like me who reads a lot or even just a couple books at the same time, like all the time, it's nice because you don't get that like decision paralysis and you're like, I don't have to decide, something will decide for me. But also it's nice if something's getting like a little stale, then you mix it up and read something different. It's fun.
We love it.
And weirdly, no, I'm working on the physical TBR board, although I am currently reading half of them right now. So
it works. Both work. You know what? Do double duty.
Yeah, 8 books. That is so real. How many books am I?
To be honest, I'm in the middle. I've, I think, 4. Like, I just cleaned up my story graph because I was like, I'm not reading this book right now. I'm not reading this book right now. I'm not reading this book. But am I in the middle of all of them? Also, yes. Have they all carried over from June? Yes. Have I played my TBR game yet this month? No, because I'm filming it tomorrow.
Let's see. I have 20 on my currently reading.
Are you actually?
Exactly. In fact, actively 1, 2, 3, 4. That one doesn't count. 5. That one I've never even started. This is incorrect. 6 and 7. At least 7 of these. When did I start reading Emma? At least 7 of these I am actually actively in the middle of.
Okay. See, I'm doing really good for myself because I looked at my currently reading and thought the same thing, like, oh, this is like 14 books. But the ones that I've actually picked up within the last couple weeks at least is 5. 5 books. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's very reasonable.
Sometimes you gotta be reasonable.
I don't use a highlighter on my iPad, bro.
Highlighter that's in there.
Yes, I use those in my.
I usually have like an audiobook and a physical book going on at the same time. But I also like I'll start a book and I'll be going through it slowly, and then I'll get to a point where I'm like, oh, I need to read this other book, and there is a deadline. Or I'll be like, I'm not really feeling this book. I'm going to start something else, and then it just doesn't get finished, or it has to go back to the library.
Yes, very relatable. And I love you just getting berated. Margaret!
Honey, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm a perfectly sane human being.
Yeah, see, same thing. Actively reading 3. The other 5 are just sitting with bookmarks.
I think a lot of people would consider some of them soft DNFs at this point. But I do not. Like, I don't, because I'm just like, oh, that's a book I'm going to get back to. Like, I know I'm going to get back to it eventually, so I don't feel like that counts as a DNF for me.
I never, like, I get that that's kind of where the idea of a soft DNF came from, but I just call those my paused books. It's like, I want to read this book. I will read this book. This book's not going anywhere, but I started it, and now is not the time for me to read it. So it's just like, I'm going to sit over there for 7 months with a bookmark in it. But I am currently reading it.
I mean, some of them have been on there for years at this point.
I call it a not right now book.
Yeah, there you go.
So, like, Fourth Wing, you know? Will I finish it? Probably. Am I 10 chapters in? Yes, but it's a not right now book. I'm not feeling it.
Understandable. I wasn't feeling it the entire time I read it. I mean, I don't DNF books either.
Oh, I do. I'm the queen of DNFing.
I've gotten really good about it lately.
Yeah,
you're the princess of DNFing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the princess.
Usually there is at least some element of a book that I want to see it through. And as long as there's that, I'll keep reading. Like, if there's still something that I want to know the answer to or that I'm intrigued by. The one time in this last year or so that I've wanted to actively DNF something, it was a Robin Hobb book. And I was like, well, I can't do that because then no one will consider my opinion on this book valid. So, because it was for a book
That is the truth.
So, I say no one. It's just, it's an active, very loud portion of her fans. So, anyways.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't, like, sometimes I will, but I just don't typically, but I'm also really good at picking books that I know I'm going to like, you know, or at least be intrigued by.
Yeah.
So
I'm the friend that tells everyone to DNF and then put myself into a slump because I didn't DNF a book. Because I'm like, well, it'll get better. I did that with Darling Girl, and honestly, I think that's the only one that I actually pushed through until the end. And then I got to the end, and I was so disappointed in the way that like the Peter Pan retelling was told that I was in a slump for like 2 weeks. And Brittany was like, "I told you to DNF this book." I was like, "I know, but I had the audio." So and she was like, "Don't do that." She was like, and I really have not made myself push through another book because I was like, do we want to be in a slump for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Not really. You know?
What was it? There was a book that I went to read years and years and years and years ago. And this is before I even knew like DNFing was a thing. This is before BookTube. But I remember like I was doing chores instead of read. Like I wanted to do anything, but I was like, you know what? If I am working so hard to find things to do rather than read, then finally pick this book back up and read again, I don't think I'm finishing it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Bye. And I
Good for
returned
you.
to the library and did not finish it. It was like some like Lord of the Rings-esque kind of thing that sort of truth. What is it? Wizard's First Rule kind of thing that was by a Christian author, I think. And I was just like, this just, it feels like a cheap knockoff Lord of the Rings. So, and it wasn't terrible, but I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, hey, I've got better things to read.
I know. Well, and that's my thing too, is like, if it's a book that I'm hating, it's at least either I'm out of there real quick, or I know it'll at least be entertaining to like talk about with people. So I might finish it in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's anything that I'm like not caring about, like that is the killer for me.
Yeah.
Like if I just don't care, I'm like, I need to get rid of this book.
That's on your earpods, but I think it's
the lesson we learned.
Always listen to Brittany.
You are not the only one that hated Darling Girl, apparently.
coming up and up and up and up.
Yeah, I feel like
I also hated it. I gave it 2 stars. I should have stopped. Because I knew I didn't like it. That was the problem. Yeah. Like I was like, this is kind of creepy. Like the way that Peter Pan is creepy, but like the way that this author decided to retell the story of Peter Pan made it even like worse. Stop, please.
Peter Pan only works if you are working with children.
And they weren't, that was the problem.
Yeah.
It's like the Wendy character was like grown and had children. And then Peter Pan was also supposed to be like an adult. Like it was very, I did not like it. Okay. But I got it from Book of the Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I got it from Book of the Month because it was a Peter Pan retelling. And then I grabbed the audio from Libby and I was like, it'll be fine. It'll be great. And then I was like, I hate everything about this book.
That's like, there are certain elements of the Peter Pan story that like, it works with kids because it's child logic. Like it's not creepy. But if you try and change it to adults, suddenly you're having to think about dynamics there that you don't have to think about necessarily with a 12-year-old.
Right.
The only time a Peter Pan story should have an adult in it is Hook. And I mean the movie Hook, not just the character.
Well, I also am okay if it's like, I've read some that are like dark romance retellings of Peter Pan. That works because everybody is aged up.
Yeah.
Because it's dark romance.
As they should be aged up.
Like, that would be weird with children.
Bad
puppies. Terrible.
Their powers, and then they turn into ghosts.
Wow.
But they're still puppies.
Uh-huh.
And the little girl in it is not scared of them.
Okay.
Only because
she's gonna be a writer someday.
I'm sorry, she's talking about a Netflix show called, it like came on because like what is that, like the screensaver for
this.
Oh, Charlotte's Web.
Nice. I'm on the third chapter.
Good job.
Are you liking it?
Uh-huh. Do you know what my favorite characters are?
Who is your favorite character?
It's not a cake, it's a heart, bro.
You said heart cake.
Did you just get distracted by the cover of my book?
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Can I show them the sticker really quick?
Sure, go ahead. I don't know if they can read it. It says "Be gay, do crime."
I can see that. Very nice. We love it.
I'm trying to get it closer so they
Thanks.
could even read it.
That's
Okay.
helpful.
But yeah, if it's
Where was I?
you were telling us your favorite characters in Charlotte's Web.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Go ahead. You need help remembering their names?
Yes. What's these names?
I don't remember their names. I remember Wilbur, and I remember Fern, and I remember Charlotte, and then Templeton the rat.
I think that's all the names.
I don't like
I don't
Templeton.
remember if the goose
Disgusting Templeton.
or the sheep have names. To be honest with you,
They do have names.
they probably do.
Sounds like
Actually, no, they don't have names.
They don't have names.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
you'll have to keep reading and find
Or let
out.
you read and let us know.
Charlotte,
Wilbur.
Wilbur, the ducks,
Yeah.
sheep, cat, and cows.
So you like everybody but Templeton?
Yes, not Templeton. Do you like Templeton?
Yeah, I
Can I
think
show them
Templeton's
my
fun.
dress?
Sure. Your stained dress.
Mom!
What? Go ahead.
Oh, that's a pretty tie-dye.
Here, there. Is that better?
Ooh.
I like the colors.
Fancy.
Okay, sit down. Ow.
Oh, what a blast.
You're funny, Holly.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Starling girl.
No, like
Yeah.
there are ways you can work the element. Like, there are parts of Peter Pan you can take and make with adult characters.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Certain dynamics, but there are also parts that that's not going to translate very well, except in very, very specific and particular situations.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
Sure.
I mean, I hear that a lot about Colleen Hoover. She's a lot for a lot of people.
Oh my
Mhm.
god!
I literally go.
Cakes and balloons play.
I literally go into Colleen Hoover knowing that it's going to be toxic. Like that's what I read her for. You know what I mean? And then when the story turns out to be like Reminders of Him was like also fine, 5 stars. But I felt like she wrote characters in that one well.
Yeah.
You know. But then like November 9, I liked that book, but I knew that it was going to be toxic because I was like, clearly the circumstances around this. If this happened in real life, absolutely not.
There are certain things in rom-coms and movies and stuff that's like, this only works because we know that these two are into each other by cues that the other two do not necessarily know.
Yes, that's
Right.
true.
Like, there is stuff that works in fiction that does not necessarily work in real life.
I think I can do this.
Okay.
So, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, that's like accurate because there are things like movies and books where like it won't even be, dark or whatever. It'll be like a rom-com, like this is supposed to be cute. And then I'm like, I literally hate what this character's doing. And the only reason I can look past it is because I know on a meta level that like this is to move this plot line forward with their romance. But like if I saw like my friend and they were like, this guy did this, I'd be like, stay away from him. What are you talking about? Why would
Run
you do
the other
that?
way. Thank you.
Like, and that's the thing is that there is a real people have choice. Fictional characters do not.
Mhm.
That's why certain aspects of like Twilight, when it comes to the relationships, they don't bother me as much because I'm like, the characters can't be something other than what the writer writes them to be.
Yeah.
Granted, that is some stuff that we should not necessarily be romanticizing for young girls.
Correct.
Probably not. I
Mhm.
might actually make it to the next book on this by the end of the sprints today.
Yay.
That was actually that's funny.
Well, I feel like
Wait,
there are many books where people complain about a female main character not having agency. So yeah, story checks out. Okay, should we sprint again?
we should.
We should read.
I literally just read a book where I was like, every single important thing that is done is not done by our main character.
Mhm.
Has no agency.
My favorite example of this of all time I don't know. I still can't believe I read this whole trilogy because I don't know like the hold it had on me. But oh my, I can picture it. What is it called?
Describe the cover.
Splintered. Is that it? It's like an Alice in Wonderland retelling, or is that one of the sequels? It's green. It's a girl's face. Oops.
Oh, with the flowers?
Yes.
I know which one you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
Splintered is the first book.
Okay.
So I guess like vague spoilers for the end of the series, but like something huge happens. Wonderland not doing so hot. It's needing a lot of like repairs and maintenance to get it back to what it is supposed to be. And literally all of that happens while the main character is unconscious after like this big battle. So she like wakes up and they're like, "We fixed Wonderland." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my God.
Wow.
The whole resolution. So
wow. Okay.
yeah, that
Interesting.
just is like still so wild to me. I'm like, she couldn't have like helped finish it up. Like she missed all of it.
Was she a teenager in the series, or that young adult series?
Yeah.
That does kind of make sense that they would not go to the teenager to do that. But again, then why would they depend on the teenager to save the world sometimes is the question.
I mean, true.
Like for the Hunger
she's
Games,
like defeating all the bad guys, and then they're like, "Don't worry, we'll do the rest." I'm like, you didn't think she'd be able to help with this?
How very Ministry of Magic of you.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Do we want 45 minutes again, or do you want to mix it up? This is the question.
I am good with whatever.
Let me
I
see
think
how long.
45. I think 45 minutes.
45
You
is
think
good?
45 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
You need 45 minutes to read?
Yes, so I can eat the noodles.
So you can eat your noodles. Okay.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. And
I am, in fact, not going to read. I am going to do food
I
prep.
will get the donut.
Perfect. And I'm going to
Ooh.
finish the silver chair.
Okay.
So
Get
Good
the
for
donut.
you.
Go.
okay.
You
Oh,
get
this
the
blanket is so hot.
This is a random time to start it, so I'm just going to start it, and I'll see you all in 45 minutes. We're back. Well, how were the sprints? How was everyone's reading? Do tell. Although, Margaret, you're still muted. Which is like what I do all the time.
I should probably make a t-shirt that just says, Margaret, you're still muted, because that might as well be like my catch line by now. So I didn't get any reading done. I started my food prep, which meant I put on the first episode of season 3 of The Witcher, and I'm having a good time.
All right. We love to see it.
Bree put in the private chat that she was here.
Oh, she is. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Now we have a nice rounded out rectangle.
We love it.
I made it to 27%. And also my power went out. So that was cool.
What?
It's storming here. I also banging in the next room. I'm sorry. My stepson is taking a shower and I don't know what he's doing in there, but he's banging on the wall. It started like raining. It's been raining for the last like 4 days, which is like fine. But then the power just like blinked for like 15 seconds and then came back. And I was like, cool.
It's not there.
Glad I'm reading on my Kindle because I don't need light for that.
That is the nice thing about the Kindle.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
That's honestly, a really good point. I think I'm finally on the verge of caving and buying a Kindle. So
I got mine specifically like because NetGalley uses Kindle, and I'm much more likely to read my e-arcs on my Kindle because I hate reading ebooks on my phone for any length of time.
That's what I've been doing, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it would be good to have a bigger screen that has fewer distractions on it when trying to read an ebook.
Yeah, I got just a regular Kindle Paperwhite for my birthday or Christmas, one of the two. I'm not entirely sure, but they're basically the same.
Yeah.
So, and it works really well. I've had it for a couple of years now, and it's still good.
Okay.
Throw it across the room and nothing happens.
I'm thinking because it's almost Prime Day, so I'm hoping it'll be on sale, and then it'll work out really nicely for me. We'll see, but
yeah. Also, look at like some of the because I know they've got a new version, but like look at some of the like if they have like the last generation of Kindle Paperwhite, they might have that on a good discount.
That's a good point.
You can also do the kids Paperwhite. It's literally the same. You just don't set it up for kids.
But
it comes with a case. I think the warranty is 2 years instead of 1 or something.
But it's cheaper?
But it's cheaper, yeah. But it's literally like, don't like do what I do. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. My gosh. Like don't do what I did. I just like went the bougie route and got the whatever this is, the signature edition. It's like 32 gigabytes. No one needs that much room on their Kindle. But I read on my Kindle a lot. So I was like, treat yourself, whatever. But this is like the most expensive one, I think. Well, maybe I guess the most expensive one is the Scribe, which I have no reason to have that at all. But
I know one of them is has color, but then that's the same screen as your phone, which is why I don't want it. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I specifically wanted the Paperwhite because it's more like a real page.
Yeah. Like I already know I'm going to miss highlighting in color like you can on the Kindle app on my phone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, getting rid of the glare is going to be amazing.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't like, because then when I export my notes, because I export all of my highlights and stuff, so that I don't have to go back through the ebook to find like quotes or whatever that I liked, and it will only let you highlight, like when you export the notes, it says that it's highlighted in yellow, which is like because that's like the default for the Kindle. And like on your phone, I think you can do like yellow, blue, green, or pink. But I haven't figured out if there's a way to like change it so that it'll say it's a different color when you export the notes or not.
Ooh, See, that would be good because even if I can't see it, like if I export it later and had the different colors, that would be good. Because I have different meanings for all the colors, as I'm sure a lot of people do when they annotate.
Yep.
Yeah, if only, but let me know if you figure that out though, because that would be great news.
I'm gonna play with it in the app and see. Austin, yeah.
What about Anthony?
Anthony too, but I don't think Anthony and Austin are in the shower together, Ari. I'm pretty sure it's just Austin by himself.
Well, sometimes when Calisto was here, I put on my swimsuit, and then
you took
take a bath together.
That's a little different, buddy. That's like using.
And I would be having a swimsuit on.
Yeah, that's kind of like using the bathtub like a pool. Not so much taking a bath together. You know what I mean? Okay.
We is taking a bath together.
This is sounding like certain conversations my mother had with me when I was this age.
The glory of being 6.
Yeah.
Right, Ori? Huh?
What?
I said the glory of being 6. Aren't you 6? Yeah.
And what is the glory of 6?
What?
Who's that glory of the 6?
I don't know.
Why did you say it?
I could listen all day, honestly. This is so fun.
No, I could not listen all day, and I would laugh your eyebrows off.
I did not. I
would laugh your ears off and
Wow.
all of your face body.
Wow. She's on one today, like really on one today, because I spent the night somewhere else last night, and so when I got home, she was like, "I thought you were coming home at midnight." I was like, "Am I Cinderella?" That's funny to you.
That's so funny.
Bree's laughing at you in the comments. She thinks you're funny. All right, eat your noodles. Eat your noodles.
Bree, how's your reading going?
It's going. I mostly spent today. I had church and then I filmed a couple of videos and then I took a break and then I sat down to edit my thumbnail and decided I should hop on for a minute because I'm just going to be chilling here waiting for the baby to go to sleep. This is the current situation. He's like literally falling over in his chair. And yet now he's rolling in the floor giggling. So he's fighting as hard as he can.
It's okay to go to sleep, dude.
Now. So once he falls asleep, then I'll probably try to upload the video that I had edited yesterday and then read the things. But the reading is going good. I'm still on my second book. I wanted to be done it by now, but I did the other things. So I basically just like flip-flopped it. So
yeah.
You're still being productive.
Yeah. Now you're going to start playing? Dude. He was literally slow blinking. I swear.
That's how it goes every time.
It's gonna be funny because you're gonna turn to look, and he's just gonna be face down on the floor. Is what's gonna happen. Right in the middle of his whatever he was playing.
Right.
So,
Mommy back later, Bubba. I know.
hi, Gamora.
Oh yeah, she's probably gonna take her nap too. Momo.
Hey, Kaiden.
That's what he calls her, is Momo.
Momo. Oh, I love it.
Mama. Okay. Mama.
read.
Brianna, the point of the Kindle for me is so that it is small and easy to carry. If I wanted an iPad, I'd have an iPad.
Oh, yeah.
I have an iPad and I still don't use it for actually reading.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I have like the big iPad. I have like the 11-inch Pro, whatever. I don't know. I bought it in like 2018, but I did read on my iPad for a while, and I was using it to take pictures on Instagram. And then I was like, no one believes you that you read on this. No one believes that you read on a heavy iPad. Like, that's fine.
That's so funny. I mean, the nice thing about like the iPad is that you can do like the color cut the picture for the cover for the picture.
Yeah.
I just screenshot the cover off my iPad or off my phone, and then I superimpose it on my on my Kindle.
It's exactly what I would be doing.
That's what I do.
If I really, otherwise, I just take a black and white picture of my Kindle, and I'm like, "This is the book I'm reading. You're welcome."
Yeah, I think it depends on the vibe because you could, depending on some of those covers, they do look really good in black and white. So like, you could definitely, like, especially if you're someone who uses color and flowers and stuff or other things around it, you could definitely set something up that really contrasts the black and white.
That's very true.
Wow.
So.
I don't want my channel to be any different.
But Spiffbo. Never heard that. Yeah, I have to get one for my side hustle. That's gonna be the main hustle hopefully soon.
Oh.
But the signups for Medicare, they do it through an app. So it's like I need the iPad. I want to get the yellow one. Because it's fun.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was a yellow.
There is. And if it's not the big one, it's like one size down.
It's just like this. It's just like the standard iPad.
Yes,
I think they started making them in colors. I want the pink. They make a pink iPad mini.
Ooh.
And I use. Okay, all right.
It's so disgusting.
It's medicine, Ori. It's not supposed to taste good. Okay, all right. Okay. I only use my iPad or my laptop for sprints, really. Like, I don't use it for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes if I'm going to, like, watch a show or something, I'll use it for that. But mostly I use my iPad Pro like a laptop. Like, I even have, like, a case that has a detachable keyboard.
Oh,
but I want to add an iPad mini, like, for Instagram pictures and like to play games and stuff on it. Like, I think it would be better.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there's some stuff that I would use the iPad mini for that I currently use my big iPad for that would just be better if it was
easier on a smaller device.
that makes sense.
I would love to get a purple one, but they don't do the purple one in the normal size iPad, and I work with old people. So mini when you're having to read, that's not gonna work.
So real.
So, like, some of these people are tech savvy, some of them are not. And even I have to zoom in on some of the tiny text.
I believe that, yeah.
So.
But that's the other thing. I mean, obviously you can change, like, the font size for, like, the Kindle app and stuff, but that's one of the reasons I think I want to finally have the Kindle instead of my phone is I just feel so old when I'm like, what does that say on there?
Well, yeah, and if you do it like trying to you can increase the font size on your phone, but then it's like you get like one sentence per page.
Right. Then you're like tapping for every page, like tick, 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 because the font's so big.
Yeah. That would drive me bonkers.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Okay. We haven't been out of a sprint very long, but I feel like my time here is almost up.
Yes, so I think you can get like one more 45 out.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I feel like if we do it like now, then we can still chat a little bit before
it's time to hop over to Brittany.
Yep. And then
Brittany is next.
Then send people Brittany's way.
No, and then we're done for Brittany's gonna be going longer than I'm gonna be going. I'm like, how are you? Oh, I wonder if they have Monday off because Canada Day was Saturday.
Oh, maybe.
That might be why she's able to stay up until midnight, because I wouldn't be able to stay up until midnight if I had to work the next day.
Mm-mm.
Or I won't be able to stay up till midnight because I have to work the next day, I guess is the thing.
Brittany also works from home.
Oh, that makes sense.
That helps.
Because she's home with her, she has to be home with her son all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, while everyone was chatting, I spun again. I'm moving on to Six of Crows. So
Yay!
an actual book that I'm going to hold in my hands instead of an audiobook this time, which is fun.
First time reading it, or?
It is my first time reading it, believe it or not.
Lighting.
Hold on, ma'am.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm like maybe almost a third of the way in. I did watch season 1 of Shadow and Bone, so I knew like some basics, and then obviously like I think it's just pretty well established, like kind of what the deal is with Six of Crows. So it's not like I'm going into it blind or anything, but
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
on?
I don't think it's possible to go into Six of Crows blind anymore. Just like
Yeah.
if you are in any sort of YA spheres, you're gonna know.
I know. Well, that's the funny thing is like I have friends who enjoy reading but are not like this kind of enjoy reading, like lifestyle. And so like when they show me a really popular book and they're like, what are your thoughts on this? Have you read it? I'm like, you don't know other people's opinions of this book? Wow. Let me tell you what's going on.
There are people that don't spend all day at work watching book reviews.
Amazing. I can't believe
I
it.
can't even. How would you function like that?
So yeah, it's a novelty for them, but I'm excited. I feel like it matches my vibe of my shirt. Enough of my dilly-dallying. Let's read.
Yes, yeah.
I do have to share the timer with you guys.
It would be helpful.
You know, I figured you could just assume a good time to come back. Okay, go read or do something productive.
Voila.
Wow.
Welcome back. Don't ask me why I sang it.
Why not?
How was the sprint?
I got the child to sleep. Hallelujah. He had been fighting a nap for at least an hour, so yay. I mean, at least he wasn't being fussy about it, though. Sometimes it's a fussy fight, but it was just like he just kept trying to play. I can live with that. And then I got my video uploading, so that's going right now. And I had to finish the thumbnail first, and then I started uploading. And then I got one more chapter, which actually got me to part 3 in my book.
Nice. Very productive. Neva?
I did not read. So I realized that I didn't set my planner up for next week, and if I do not have things planned, nothing's getting done. Like, I will literally go to work and then just stare at a wall the entire week because I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? Clearly nothing. My calendar doesn't say, so I did that. I getting a free concert. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Ari. That was beautiful.
You have to clap like this.
I'm sorry.
Like this, actually. Yay!
Thank you. She's bowing and blowing kisses now. So I spent the sprint listening to music and setting that up. But that's productive, right? So
Yes.
Okay, I did not read at all.
You did not read at all.
I didn't read at all.
What did you do? You ate your noodles?
Yep, I ate food, but I
Yeah.
forgot to read.
And you hung out with your brother?
You mean my brothers?
Yes, your brothers. I'm sorry.
Guess
yes.
what? I hang out with Anthony and Austin.
Yes, those are your brothers.
You might want to hang out with them, the people that's on your shirt.
Arnold and Gerald?
Yeah, I want to hang out with them for real life.
I want to hang out with them too. I think it would be great.
Hey, guess what? I am being
Arnold?
for Halloween.
You're going to be Arnold for Halloween?
Yep, and you be Gerald.
No, okay.
That would be an amazing costume.
We're not doing them.
We're not doing them?
On Halloween. I mean on Halloween. Okay, so
There we go.
remember I said that I wanted to be Harley Quinn on Halloween?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be Harley Quinn, and I think you are going to look good in your Beetlejuice dress. So you're Beetlejuice, and I am
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Okay, I will get right on that.
Superhero.
I'm not quite, but yeah, okay. Go with that.
I love that we've come full circle to Harley Quinn, though.
Right.
Oh, amazing. Six of Crows is good. I got to a part where it's got like nice short chapters, so I felt like I was zooming because that's
Nice.
what I need. Although I'm just not enough of an enemies to lovers girly for this. Like for anyone here, I'm like, you guys say something nice to each other for once. Like it would be so refreshing, please.
Listen, the real romance in that particular series is not enemies to lovers. It is begrudging coworkers to something more.
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, no.
And I agree.
We love a man who's just like, I don't want to be in love with this person, but I guess I am.
But
This is
it's
so
too
like
late.
it's so inconvenient. Ah, fudge. We love it.
Yeah, I'm excited to get there because I feel like I'm definitely a solid third in now for sure. So I feel like things have got to start brewing, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long anything takes. There's 2 books.
There are 2 books. I mean, I think, but here's the thing. I would love a 3rd book. Would love it.
Isn't there supposed to be?
There's supposed to be. Do we need it? No, not really.
But would people read it? Yes.
Absolutely. I would love to follow Inej and Kaz and all that as for the rest of their lives.
Just an endless saga of adventures.
So,
Margaret, did you read that last sprint, or were you?
I
doing
did
other
not. I was
things?
still doing food prep and stuff. We
Nice.
got the peppers are done. Everything's cut up. I just have to cook the meat for my lunches, and then I need to cook my dinner.
That's where I'm off to when we're done here. Gotta go
Yup.
make some dinner.
I ate a late lunch because I hyperfixated on fulfilling things. So I had actually picked up pizza because I went to the gas station on my way home, and so I grabbed. While I was there, I was like, "There's pizza. It's there. Somebody has to eat it." So I got it, and then I brought it in, sat it down, and then filmed and hyperfixated on finishing that, and it got cold, and then I had to heat it back up. So
I can eat pizza. You can heat pizza back up. Super
yeah, but I could have just heated up a Hot Pocket or something that I already had at home if I wasn't going to eat it right away. So
True.
it's fine.
And other people made good progress too. Kara's moving along. Yes, halfway through. That's always like a good milestone. I feel like once I'm halfway through a book, I'm like, yes, we're here, we're doing it.
I like the feeling of this side that's in the right hand getting smaller.
Yes.
The left side getting bigger. Like that's so satisfying to feel that little bit getting littler and littler.
Absolutely.
Yes, I said littler. I don't know.
Ooh.
Smaller would probably be better. But
I liked littler. Littler and littler. Ugh.
What are the rubber bands?
What?
I'm trying to figure. So I got these little softbox lights for over back there. So I have softbox, but there is a rubber band, and I don't know what it's for because they've already given you a Velcro thing to attach this. So what's the rubber band for, my friend? What is the rubber band for? Like, what are you trying to get me to do with this rubber band? I don't know.
for emergencies?
Oh no, it's broken. I give my rubber band.
The
Like
wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get this to do this. If I can get it to go in. Because it's a spring-loaded little... Good God. This is like dealing with some sort of... I don't know. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Let me see if I... Nope. This, like, it's a spring-loaded little stick stand. So, like, you're supposed to go, and it's supposed to come out. I'm like, oh, okay. Fun.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. There we go. See, there we go. And you're supposed to go to that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it maybe for storage purposes?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. And of course, it's something that I bought from Amazon from a company
Does it have a cord?
Chinese. What?
Mhm.
Does it have a cord?
It does have a cord, but the cord has a zippy tie thing. So I don't know. We'll figure out. It might be to help keep some of this closed potentially, because this is not doing a great job of it. I don't know. I'll play around with it. But I don't know why they included the rubber band, because you don't need the rubber band technically.
Yeah.
You really don't.
I would go read some reviews and see if anyone else said anything about it.
Oh, yeah.
A mystery rubber band.
Rubber band.
So, anyways.
Or am I official? Gift with purchase.
And we're here. Okay.
I'm like so hungry. I can't even think right now.
I don't blame you.
I specifically chose this time because I'm like, I'll be fine because I'll be able to eat lunch and then I'll be like full until I need to make dinner. And now I'm just like,
maybe I should have made dinner now.
Yeah, maybe I should have like started it during a sprint so that way it would have been in the oven. And then when we ended, I would have been like, goodbye, I'm ready to eat. But I did not think that far ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So I love you.
Oh, these might be going back. They're warm light instead of white light. We don't want warm light. I do not want to be orange.
They only have one setting and it's warm light.
Yeah, they have two different versions. One has warm light, one has white light, and I'm like, no. So that's a problem. That is a problem.
Well, test them out. See how orange they
I'll
are.
see what the light looks like, but see what I can do with camera settings.
I need to get some kind of new light. I had a ring light, and one day I woke up and I was like, why is it so bright in the other room? Like, woke up in the morning, right? And I was like, why is it so bright over there? And I like opened my bedroom door, and in my little library office, my ring light is just on. Like, it turned itself on. And I was like, that's weird. And then the next time I went to use it, it would not turn on. So,
oh, odd. Mine, the minute you plug it in, the light does come on, but it doesn't come on until you turn it on. It's weird.
Oh,
it's very weird.
Yeah.
So,
but it was a gift from a friend way back in the day. So now I can, I guess, invest in a nice new one.
Mm-hmm.
That and my Kindle, my two new investments.
Nice. True facts. Okay. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything else we need to discuss or plug?
No, I'll just tell everyone that if you're watching from the playlist, it should take them right over to Brittany, right?
Take them right over to Brittany. Yeah.
But if not, that's our next.
Yes. Next one is on Brittany Loves Readings channel.
Yeah. So you either get like a nice little 7-minute break to do with your life as you please, or if not, have a great evening regardless. I'll be there, but I'll probably be there in the comments.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
That's where my scissors went to.
How long have they been missing?
Today.
Oh, well, I'm glad you found them.
Yeah,
a happy ending for the stream.
I was looking for the scissors earlier, so. Yes, she is linked in the playlist. If not, just look up Brittany Loves Reading, and we're about to go live on her channel. In fact, I am going to hop off here in a minute because I'm going to go get on Brittany's channel.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave us off here so I can go cook. We all can go get ready.
Go get some good food. And
we'll be excited for Brittany's sprints.
Yes.
Thank you, 3, for popping into mine, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you to everyone who joined.